Okay, good morning, class. So we take the topic main course of the river. As we have discussed it prior to this, the difference between the Himalayan rivers and Peninsular river. When we talk about a river, we'll see that it is flowing through the different channels. From when we are talking about northern plains or northern rivers, northern India rivers or Himalayan rivers, we know that they come from high ranges of mountains. So where we see that they are flowing in a very thin stream or in a like thread channel, in a thread way, like particularly when we talk about high peak of mountain. So you see that the river is coming in a very thin flow, like here you can observe, like as it is coming down, so the expansion of the river is there, and as it is reaching till the slopy region, it is broadly flowing and making certain activities. You can see what we had discussed last time, the meanders it creates, flood comes, and delta it is forming. So let's see how it happens. We know that generally we can understand by this, a river is having its three stages, okay? Young, youth, and old. Simply we can understand. So three stages, like young means when it is in starting, youth when it is creating lots of activities, and old when it is falling into delta, and it is falling into sea or any bay. So that's we talk about Ganga. So young stream slope, young stream steep slope means when it is flowing from the high peak of mountain. Mature stream means youth. Moderate slope means like neither it is very you can say strenuous or nor it is very calm, okay, like in that manner. Old streams, like old when the stage is last of a river, means it comes only to the plain region. Plain means where less activities take place. When the water is in of full gush or volume, so it only activities take place, otherwise not. And last stage is that gentle slope, where it distributes into different channel. These channels you can see, like one stream, like it is distributing like this is called the distributaries. So this particularly happens. So this is forming here delta. Now another beautiful picture you can see here, like the high mountains are showing, and after that the area which is full of forest and slopy region, and another is that slopy little bit gentle slopes are there, then it is falling into Bay of Bengal. So this picture you can see. Now here the flow of river, you can see the area which is fully of that particular river region. Now Himalayan rivers, after this we come to this topic, because this particular if I say about this particular features are very important, because sometime you get activity, and after this some of these pattern, they are very much important from practical or from activity or model making. So you don't think that this is only for picturization. No, it is valuable when you will draw some picture, even make some model regarding. Now we'll come to the main topic of chapter, Himalayan rivers. So when we talk about Himalayan rivers, what are the Himalayan rivers? The Himalayan rivers, you can say, which are coming from Himalaya. Now you can see here, this is Nepal, then Uttarakhand, then Jammu and Kashmir. So this area, then eastern V side. So that's why we call them Himalayan rivers. And in this picture, you can see that Himalayan rivers, Himalayan mountains. The mountains are given before you. Then this particular area is related to that river, that is Indus river, because Indus in western India, it is very much important, because in Punjab, Himachal thoroughly it provide its water. So Himalayan rivers, the first is of that Indus river. So we discuss Indus river and its function, what are the importance of it here. So Indus river, when we talk about, it is one of the main source of water in northwestern India, and it rises in Tibet. I told you where Tibet generally this particular area, and it is Mansarovar Lake. It has its origin in this place. And near the Mansarovar Lake and tributaries like Chenab, Satluj, Jhelum, Ravi, Beas, length is of 2,900 kilometer. Indus water is of 1960. Another main important feature of is that, particularly you can see in this picture how it is coming. So we know that it's from here and entering in India. So these are particularly one main branch leave here in Pakistan, but here is distributed into different channel. They are the rivers of it. So five major we can say five major tributaries are in Jammu and Kashmir. They are, when you study your book, they are particularly Jhaskar, Nubra, Shiok, Huncha. So these rivers are found in Kashmir. And when we talk about in Punjab, so basically five we know that, which I told you the name are given here. So this is all about the introduction of uh, Indus River, and it is the longest river of the world. You can understand, longest river of the world, and little over the one third of its basin located in India, in the states of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and the Punjab, and the rest in Pakistan. So ज़्यादातर क्या है, its water is we get in this area, that is in Pakistan. So here one of the historical event is related to this river, that is in 1960s, the Indus Water Treaty has been passed, and that was deal that India can use only 20% of its water, the like total volume of its water, and this water is used for the irrigation in Punjab, Haryana, and southern western part of Rajasthan. So this was the treaty which signed in 1960. Students, as we discussed about the course of river, so we cannot avoid the four pattern which are made by the rivers, and they are dendritic pattern. Dendritic pattern generally develops the river channel through where the river, slope of land is there. Means we can understand like this: when the river is flowing, like it's distributing into different channel, it's joining by the different rivers in that plain area. So this is the dendritic pattern which is found, and another is that trellis pattern. Trellis pattern is generally the stream tributaries resembles in branches of a tree. We know this. And another is the river joined by its tributaries at approximately right angles develop in a pattern. So trellis pattern is what? Right angle. Now here you can see right angle. The river is like flowing. So in right angle it is cutting or it is flowing. Then rectangular. Rectangular is very simple, as you know that the rectangular pattern is develops in strongly joined rocky terrain. Generally, this kind of example we find in South India because the area is rocky, that is the plateau one, and rivers flow like there in a rectangular pattern. Now, another is the trellis. Trellis is this one, that is radial, sorry. Means radial is that like particular the area is highly elevated, and in that this kind of picture you can understand means wherever the river is getting way it's flowing. So it is the radial pattern. Radial develops when the stream different direction and form a central peak of dome like structure. So this example can be seen in the central highland region. How, like when we talk about central highland region, you read in chapter 2, that is physical features of India, and this is central highland. Central highland, and this area is elevated one because here we know this is plain and this is mountain, and that particular area is elevated. So some rivers which are having their origin, like when we talk about Narmada, it is on Amarkantak hills. So that particularly this river is flowing like in South India. When we talk about South Son river, it is flowing in northern India and joining here Ganga. So like this structure can be found on central highland region. So this was all about the rivers pattern, and that is very much important. You will draw, you will understand this. So all these four pattern are very much important. In the next video, we'll discuss about Himalayan rivers and Brahmaputra. Hope you got this video. So Revise the chapter, try to understand the concept from here. Thank you. Have a nice day.